It's 12:03 p.m. We'll just do one every other hour and keep the internet busy while I tell you all about things that are going on in the world. Lots of things are going on in the world. This is gossip time. Sad gossip. Something that you don't bounce around and are elated about. That's for sure. But everybody remembers 2.5 Men. I enjoyed it for its full run, and when Mr. Sheen left, it was probably for the better from the way it stood. And the other Charlotte took over. It's hard to talk about HIV. It's maybe easier to talk about AIDS because AIDS is the finality of it. HIV, you can live with it for 30, 40 years, however long your life is to be or was meant to be, it is now with the new medications. The new medications are made so you can survive quite nicely and sometimes never have a symptom of anything. It's better to be asymptomatic. Now, I am glad that Mr. Sheen's family is backing him. He will need all the backing there is. I am very relieved to know he's back with his family and not estranged, because that can be really hard on a patient and also a family member. I know. I want to reply to Jenny McCarthy if she's out there, because I know she's got to be. I didn't necessarily like her interview on Sirius, and it's a satellite station and a broadcast. I really don't like her whole attitude about her taxes. Her taxes. Prostitutes don't pay taxes. I want to know how she knows that. Really, seriously, I do. She she doesn't understand it's the oldest profession that there is. And there are actually some prostitutes that put down that they're prostitutes and they pay their taxes every year, especially the high-paying girls, the call girls that come from those places that you don't like. They take in a lot of money, and those women are paid very handsomely. Their taxes are taken out because when they retire, they want to get some retirement back. And some don't, but it's usually the women who are rogue on the street, rogue meaning that they're on their own and nobody is behind them watching their back. Prostitution is something very hard to understand. The language, the people who are in it, why they're in it, and sometimes it's for very horrible reasons. Their families have abused them seriously, or they just wanted to get to Hollywood and that's where they ended up. The same story went in the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, and on up. It's the same story. How do we get there? I don't know how we get there. I don't know how we even can stand back 10 paces and think to ourselves not to judge anybody on this. It's very hard. It's probably the hardest thing there is. I didn't like the reference about those girls not being tested, because a high call girl is usually tested all the time. She or he is not left to their own if they're under house supervision. They have regular medical checkups. Now, where he got it, I have no idea. He obviously, I don't know what he obviously did. I really don't know. I wasn't there. But I obviously am quite upset with McCarthy's comments, and find them to be crude and not very well-mannered in the respect of the IRS, or who should be reported to the IRS, when she doesn't know that most of the girls are paying taxes. I've never been so angry in my life. I have never met anybody this day and age, okay, we're talking about 2015, that is scared that she kissed a man while working, and she may have contracted AIDS, and it should be a disclosure of all illnesses on sets. Well, I disagree completely, and Hipa will stand by me on that. And I also know that she won't get AIDS or HIV from kissing anybody unless she sticks her tongue down their throat and they cut her with their tongue. Then maybe the possibilities are upped a little bit. But since I don't think that's what happened, and all she's moaning about is a simple kiss, then of course I question her mind. I also questioned her mind when she came across with an autistic child that was supposedly autistic because of immunizations, the vaccines. She showed the brain of a seagull at that time, and now she shows the brain of a twit. I really don't like her at this moment. I really don't. And I'm just, it's hard for me to even make a vid to her that might get to her without really wanting to just scream at her. But it wouldn't do any good because she is a twit. A silly little girl twit. And I'm sorry that she feels threatened by a kiss. I don't know. This week, the human element is getting to me. This one almost finalized it.